Welcome to exclusive diaries for inspiring relationship stories that touch your heart. Subscribe to stay up to date with our latest content and join us on our journey of love and connection.
"12:29 p.m. 10 divided by 5 divided by 2023. I just found out I have a brother and may have ruined my parents' marriage." I actually posted once about how I might have a half-brother. Now, about 24 hours later, it's been confirmed. I have a half-brother. Now, as the story goes, my half-brother's mother had a fling with our father while he was on leave from the military. She didn't want a relationship with someone who was going to be spending years on end overseas. By the time our father thought of settling down and leaving the military, he was with my mom and she was pregnant with me. My brother also wasn't told until about a year ago who his father was. His aunt had passed away, and I guess as a way to get it off her shoulders, she told him. Our parents, his mom and our dad, have not communicated since my parents got together. They even moved away for almost 15 years, so I never met him even though he was a year older and ended up attending the same school as me up until 5th or 6th grade. He is, however, continued to be good friends with my husband. He actually reached out to my husband a month ago with the question, "Should I tell your wife I might be her brother?" And let me tell you, my husband cannot keep a secret, so of course he told me. As we mulled over the best way to get the confirmation, we came to the conclusion that getting a DNA test and doing his father's side in the system would work, since we are all registered on one of those sites. Results came in yesterday. He's my brother. I have 3 sisters, and I messaged them about it. We tried to think of a plan to tell our dad the results. Either way, our mother would not be happy. While it did happen before my mother, she will suspect that our father has been cheating this whole time. We thought of maybe breaking it to him together in person. Well, I forgot that other families can see the results. A cousin told our dad about the new family connection. He must have gone digging into my brother's profile to see the exact match information. It wouldn't take much, honestly. All day now I've been facing backlash from my father. Mom did indeed jump to the conclusion that my dad has been cheating. He has not. He hasn't even talked to my brother's mother since he left for deployment after sleeping with her. I think. Definitely not long after he came back. Dad is blaming me for destroying his marriage since my husband and I are the ones who came up with the suggestion. My brother is great though. Super nice. 2 out of 3 of my sisters are getting together on Friday to meet him and introduce him to his niece and nephew. Other sister lives out of state. Mom hasn't said a thing to any of us, refuses calls, and doesn't reply to texts. She made her Facebook profile picture a big black square. I hope she's just processing things, but my one sister lives with her and has said some concerning things. My aunt might try to talk some sense into my mom. Their situation is much like the one we are going through now. They are best of friends and always together for outings, so hopefully she can soothe my mom of worries. Sounds like my dad is still at the house. He's refusing to meet his son, though. If my mom says he can never meet him, then he won't. Anything to make sure his marriage stays together. If it ends, I know I'll be to blame for it. Update. I've never done an update, so bear with me. First off, the sisters and the brother all met. We got along pretty well. It was nice. He was definitely enjoying his time as an uncle. I want to say that went great. Meeting with my parents right after did not. Well, maybe. It was an up and down event. Mom made the situation about her and her emotions. Dad didn't get a word in except to explain some things. Brother was conceived from a one-night stand, which I assumed is what happened. He got deployed shortly after. Brother's mother was always in love with Dad. So, I don't know why she hid the news from Dad other than she was engaged, married to someone else already. Probably didn't want the consequences to come back to her for it. Brother says he got abused, so I think his stepdad knew and treated him differently. It contradicted what our dad knew of the stepdad. Apparently he's a nice guy and well-liked. Mom was pissed because apparently brother's mom tried to separate them for over 6 years. Other than that, she didn't really stop and take a breather about the situation. She definitely felt hurt because Dad never got a son with her. Things were starting to calm down, and then my sister asked if brother could be invited to her son's birthday the day after. Mom started to raise her voice, the kids started to cry, and sisters got mad and left. Mom disappeared for over half an hour, and my husband and I ended up searching for her. Things calmed down once again. Mom seemed to relax once I told her that our brother wanted nothing but reassurance of the truth. If Dad said no to never meeting him, he would be fine. He wasn't looking for money or anything. Party came and went for the nephew. Mom decided to up and go for a walk. According to my husband, I pried too rudely when I asked her if something was wrong and why she left without telling anyone. I did. I'll admit. It's hard to come up with a question of why someone is by themselves without sounding a little pushy. Husband is now in charge of such things. She also left without saying goodbye with her sister. Something happened last night. I'm assuming a fight. Dad texted that Father's Day was over. His phone was off right after that. According to Mom, he felt guilty about not being there for our brother. That no one asked him how he was feeling about the situation. That sort of thing. Mom also pried about brother's abuse. I felt weird when she did that. Father's Day was not cancelled. Everyone just ignored the brother situation and things were light-hearted. One sister is currently pregnant and she's super sick now, so I'm guessing that parents are trying to get along so she doesn't go into early labor or get complications. So that's it so far. I don't know what's going to happen from here. Comment 1. Respectfully, I think it's important to keep in mind that OP and her siblings, including her brother, really don't know the inner workings of their parents' relationships. As far as OP knows, her dad's relationship with her brother's mom ended before he started dating her mom, but bear in mind that her parents may have a different story. After all, they continued to live in the same town for 15 years after, and the timeline between her brother's conception and hers is quite short. OP, I'd extend your parents a little grace and give them a little time. While none of this is your fault, they found out huge bombshell news in what doesn't sound like a sensitive or understanding manner. Their world has been turned upside down and their shitty reactions probably involve a lot of nuance and history you're not privy to and not owed. Keep in mind that your parents are normal, flawed humans. Continue building a relationship with your brother. Apologize to your parents for how they found out. Reach out to your mom in a place of kindness and understanding and offer your support. My guess is that once the dust settles, you can return to a happy, healthy relationship with your mom and dad. But prepare yourself for the possibility that they might divorce and that your mom may have good reason for it. Edit, fixed some typos. Comment 2. While I totally understand your desire to meet your half-brother, I think you're not really doing the math here. This is not about a child being born before your parents started dating. He's only a year older than you are. So that means your parents met, dated, got married, you say settled down, I don't know if you mean married by that, and got pregnant with you all within a time span of a year? I think your dad is defensive and your mom is so angry because there might have been an overlap. And if that was the case, finding out your dad got a woman pregnant while he was already dating your mom is very hurtful. I think you really need to find out the correct order of events before you point your finger at your mom for not being all happy for you finding your half-brother. Comment 4. Given that your half-brother is only a year older than you, and was in the year above you at school, it seems very naive of you to believe that his conception took place a long time before your parents' relationship started. At best, it means your parents must have had a very shotgun relationship, meeting and starting a family incredibly fast into the relationship. Like Kylie Jenner pregnant after a month of dating fast. You don't know what the initial stages of your parents' relationship looked like. Your mom could be reacting to realizing that in the early days of their relationships she was the only one being exclusive in the talking stages. Which might be extra hurtful if she stayed faithful while he was deployed. She also could be reacting and piecing together information about her relationship that she's not shared with you. Even with providing the most generous scenarios, the age difference between you and your brother means your mom isn't wrong to suspect infidelity. And your dad refusing to meet his son to make his wife happy doesn't exactly make him sound or look innocent. So try not to blame yourself. Or accept blame if anyone else places it in your direction. Your brother was going to reveal himself and contact someone, it was just a matter of time and it just happened to be you. You all have a right to meet your brother. But also stay out of your parents' marriage. They'll figure it out between them. And try not to blame your mom for suspecting infidelity. You might want to start mentally preparing yourself that infidelity is definitely a possibility. And maybe mentally prepare yourself for the possibility that your dad did know about your brother but told his mom he wanted nothing to do with him because he didn't want to risk his marriage. And in that scenario, that could be part of why your dad is blaming you for ruining his marriage by uncovering his secret. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you would like to see more, feel free to subscribe.